Alrighty, so we got two games to cover tonight, and the third one's going to be out a little bit later. We got to do the Marlins recap first because that's the game that ended first. And I know some of you guys are really looking forward for the Panthers video. And hindsight, me too. Like, really, me too. I want to do that Panthers recap. But we got to do the Marlins recap first because the game did end first prior to the Panthers game winning. And there was a lot of fights and a lot of hell that broke loose into that game. Hence, that caused like a delay to end the game later than we would have liked to. But which means the Marlins game ends up winning that battle. But this was a home run derby. All the scores from this game came from a home run. All of them were solo shots. In the second inning, Kyle Stowers hits that solo home run to left center. So it's 1-0 Fish. Fourth inning, two home runs that happen. One from Augustin Ramirez, who hits a home run to left center. And then, roughly the same feet, 375 feet, and all the home runs that was from the Marlins batters, roughly that same feet area of 375 feet. The exception was Kyle Stowers in the second inning, which was 377. But regardless, 3 home runs from two Marlins batters, one of which has 2 home runs, Kyle Stowers, to make it 3-0 Miami. But in the same inning, the fourth inning alone, Saya Suzuki also gets a home run to deep center. That was at 404 feet. It would be 3-1 Marlins for the rest of the game. What about the rest of the game, though? Well, we had opportunities. The Cubs had opportunities. All right? But the one play that I want to stand out and really brought our attention to, Ryan Weathers. Welcome back, Ryan Weathers, making a season debut. He pitched 5 innings, sure. I would have loved him to pitch more. But he only gives up 2 hits, one of which was a score. And he has 5 strikeouts. Very impressive. Very good game by Ryan Weathers on his return. And believe it or not, folks, here's a stat that I like to say. 2 stats. First starting pitcher since late April. Against the Seattle Mariners, Cal Quantrill was the starting pitcher that beat the Mariners. Ryan Weathers just did that tonight. Since then, it's been bullpen losses and bullpen wins, and hardly any victories at all. And when they were bullpen victories. And let me give you fact number 2. This is how I've been paying attention all season. Notice this. The entire season, Sandy Alcantara, Connor Gillespie, Edward Cabrera, Valente Beozo, Max Meyer, and Cal Quantrill. What do all these pitchers have in common? This is how I've been paying attention. If you watch all the games, you would know that all the 6 pitchers I just mentioned, all of them are right-handed pitchers. Tonight finally changed as Ryan Weathers is a lefty, and he made his season debut as a lefty. First starting pitcher for the Marlins on the left side pitched. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that we go all the way to May 14th and we finally have a first lefty starter? Why not put in more lefties? Why did Valencia had to go to option? I mean, granted, he was struggling, but we do need lefties. We would need some lefties. We have too many righties. Lefties would probably help our pitching staff a little bit more than we need to, especially with the starting pitching, and I'm so thrilled to have Ryan Weathers back. He looked good tonight. He really did look good. But top of the fourth, we had some home runs, like I said. Home runs there. Now, bottom of the 6th inning, when Calvin Forche was pitching, there was a double by Tucker. Kelly worked a walk. There was a bunt, which was a pop-up bunt. And that led to the ground. And Connor Norby, I feel like he could have dived there, but that was such a spur of the moment type of thing. It was not his fault. But bases loaded with 2 outs. So there's a big at bat for Nico Horner, and he was struck out swinging. So good out there by Fauché. Absolutely amazing. And Bender gets the Swanson a base hit, but a double play. Top of the 9th, we had a chance to get some more runs in. I mean, Kyle Stowers gets a triple to left. And another stat that I can tell you, folks. He became the 3rd Marlin ever to hit 2 home runs. Okay, 2 home runs in the game and a triple. The other 2 Marlins is Gary Sheffield in 1994. Let me see that real quick. Yeah, 1994. Juan Encarnacion in 2002. 23 years later, Kyle Stowers did that tonight. 2 home runs and a triple. That's crazy. So what that means is Kyle Stowers is going to be a Marlin legend. So I guess what you want to call it, a Peter Masterclass trade, that this trade ends up being winning every day it goes by. Pretty awesome. But we still didn't get any scores in the top of the 9th. Tinoco now, who blew it in the last game. This time, none of them went to Xavier Edwards. So he was able to finish this off. He had a second chance tonight, and he delivered that second chance. And this is why I want to say to people, do not pin this on mostly the pitcher, right? And I'll say this too. Actually, let me rephrase that. Do not pin this all on the pitcher. You could pin that mostly on the pitcher. That's how I want to rephrase it. But you want to pinpoint to X too. Tinoco, no issues there at all. He got his redemption. The game that happened last night, it's just memory. It was heartbreaking, but it was memory. And the Marlins avoid the sweep. And that fog that came from Lake Michigan brought us a dub. I'm totally joking, by the way. I just want to come up with something on the title. Anyway, 6 base hits for the Marlins. 3 of them were capitalized, all which are from home runs. 5 hits for the Cubs. 1 was from the home run. Pitching, 9 strikeouts for the entire pitching staff. 5 was from the Weathers. 4 of them from the bullpen. 7 strikeouts from Talon from the Cubs. And 4 more from the Cubs bullpen. We finally get a day off tomorrow as they travel back to Miami to play against the Tampa Bay Rays. They're gonna play them on Barbie night, which means you can go over there and get your pink baseball jersey and Barbie. Anyway, man, I'm gonna get started on the Florida Panthers recap immediately. So the videos are probably gonna be around the same time frame. So I'm gonna take this off now and I'm gonna get ready to talk about that because there's so much to go on with that Panther recap. I can't wait to talk about it. So no offense to Cubs fans. I mean, Cubs fans, you're all right. You're all right, Cubs fans. Anyway, man, that's gonna do it. Marlins avoid the sweep, and I'll see you guys next time on the Marlins. On the next time Marlins, and tonight, Florida Panthers, and then overnight into Miami. All right, good night.